Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the MapQuest Boy channel. The revival is underway. And ladies and gentlemen, we have our second video of the revival. It's going to be another quiz video. Yeah. A few things before we get started, though. Number one, I am planning a very, very big video project that I'm working on. I'm excited about it. I'm just in the very, very early stages of getting everything done and everything situated with it. And I'm gonna start the process of doing that. I honestly have no idea when it's gonna come out. It's probably gonna be my longest video I've like ever made. I'm not even joking, and it's gonna be a pretty cool video. But I definitely need to do some things as far as advancing the process of the video. I haven't even written like the script for it at all or anything, but I am working on something. I'm working on a very, very big video project. But for now, we're gonna keep on with the quizzes. Thanks for the support in the last video. I appreciate it, or wherever I'm pointing these to. But yeah, it was cool seeing some comments and some new subscribers and some likes and some views coming in from the videos. So I definitely do appreciate you guys for doing that. Another thing is that I failed to mention this in the last video and I should have, but every quiz I'm going to take, there's going to be a link in the bottom or in the description down below in the video if you guys want to take this quiz and if you want to, play some Sporkle before the video, and then if you do play it before the video, let me know your score down in the comments below. If you don't want to play it, that's fine. I don't care, but I that is an option if you guys want to do that. Go ahead and go ahead and play the quiz, and then watch this video if you do want to do that. Okay, if that makes sense. I don't really know. I'm stupid. Okay. All right, enough with the yapping. Let's get into this. Okay, so for today's quiz video, I decided to do the Ultimate Super Bowl scorecard. I think this is called. Let's see. Yeah, the Great Super Bowl Scorecard. Okay, so basically, we're gonna name every single Super Bowl matchup and every single Super Bowl winner, and it's gonna be in forced order. Okay, we have about 10 minutes to do this, so this should be interesting if I can do it. So let's just get straight into it. All right. So I'm gonna be talking a little bit about each matchup and what ended up happening with each game. All right. First Super Bowl, the Green Bay Packers won this game with 35 points, and then they faced Kansas City Chiefs, who scored 10 points in that game. Yeah. Kansas City, the first AFL team to ever reach Super Bowl. Packers, first NFL team to reach Super Bowl. And the Packers proved that the NFL was superior. Not in just the first one, but also the second one when they faced the Oakland Raiders and they another decisive victory. Super Bowl three, if anyone remembers, it's the famous Joe Namath guarantee game. So the Jets won 16-7, I believe, over the Indianapolis Colts, who were then the Baltimore Colts. Yes, so they were the Baltimore Colts. Okay, they moved to Indianapolis, I believe, in the mid '80s, and then they just decided, stick there. And yeah, Baltimore was kind of screwed out of a team for a while until the Browns ended up moving to Baltimore and then becoming the Ravens. So yeah, interesting little tidbit there. Super Bowl four, the AF. I think this was the Super Bowl right before the merger. Kansas City Chiefs beat the Minnesota Vikings, I believe, 23-7, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. Super Bowl five. The Colts ended up winning this one over the Cowboys. I believe Jimmy O'Brien, the kicker, made the game-winning kick, and he was a guy who was a little bit unreliable as a kicker, but he ended up winning the game for them in Super Bowl five. Super Bowl six. Let's go with the Dallas Cowboys. They ended up winning 24-3 over the Miami Dolphins. Pretty easy there. But then in Super Bowl seven, the Dolphins, in their quest for the undefeated season, ended up defeating the then Washington Redskins 14-7. If anyone remembers anything from that game, it is Garrow's gaff, or the kicker ended up getting the snap on a field goal and then tried to throw it, and then it was a pick six. So if you don't know about that, look it up. It's a pretty funny play. All right, Super Bowl eight. The Dolphins repeated over the Minnesota Vikings. 24-3 was the final score. 24-7. Okay, and then Super Bowl nine. This is the start of the Pittsburgh Steelers dynasty. They won their first Super Bowl over the Vikings, 16-6, and then Super Bowl 10, they went over the Dallas Cowboys, 21-17. That was the Lynn Swan game. Super Bowl 11. We got the was it the Oakland or Los Angeles? I believe it was Oakland Raiders back then. Yes. and then they went against the Vikings. I think the Vikings got 2 touchdowns, and yeah. Super Bowl 12. This was the Dallas Cowboys, their second Super Bowl victory ever over the first time appearing Super Bowl team, Denver Broncos. It was an interesting game, you know, pretty interesting. So yeah. Super Bowl 13. This was one of the first ever greatest Super Bowls that I think a lot of people would point to. It was the highest scoring Super Bowl at the time, 66 points combined between Terry Bradshaw and Roger Staubach, but the Steelers would go on to win that game. And win their third Super Bowl. And then the next year they repeated as Super Bowl champions over the Los Angeles Rams and Vince Ferragamo, if anyone remembers him. Super Bowl 15. This was the Raiders, their second Super Bowl victory over the Philadelphia Eagles. And I think it was Jim Plunkett's first Super Bowl win. All right, Super Bowl 16. Everyone remembers this one. If you don't, it's okay. But the San Francisco 49ers, under young quarterback Joe Montana, ended up winning their first Super Bowl ever over the Cincinnati Bengals 26-21. So, yeah, a pretty interesting game there. If anyone remembers from that game, it's from that goal line stand that the 49ers did on the Bengals, where the Bengals had 4 tries, I think right at the one, and they couldn't score a touchdown. And that was a big turnover on downs and led to the 49ers winning. All right, we're going to move on past that. Super Bowl 17, the Washington then Redskins ended up defeating the Miami Dolphins, I think 27-17. Am I right? Yes. Okay. Super Bowl 18, the Raiders captured their third Super Bowl, excuse me, over the Washington, formerly known as the Redskins. Super Bowl 19, this was Joe Montana's second Super Bowl ring, and it was over Dan Marino and the Miami Dolphins. Fun fact, this would be Dan Marino's only Super Bowl appearance in his career. Super Bowl 20, the Bears defeating the Patriots. Everyone remembers that iconic 85-86 Chicago Bears team. Mainly their defense, guys like Mike Singletary, the Fridge, Wilbur Marshall. I could go on and on and on. Otis Wilson, and the offense, of course, Walter Payton, Jim McMahon. Unbelievable team right there. Super Bowl 21. This was the first Super Bowl victory for the New York Giants. They defeated the Denver Broncos pretty handily. Phil Simms, I believe, still has the highest completion percentage ever in a Super Bowl victory in that game. The Broncos, they would still be unlucky by losing to more historic quarterback performances. Doug Williams, believe he threw the most touchdowns ever in a Super Bowl when this game happened. That second quarter was crazy. I believe they scored 5 touchdowns in the second quarter. I could be wrong, but yeah, pretty crazy. Joe Montana captures his third Super Bowl ring, and it was Jerry Rice's first Super Bowl ring. And they would go on to repeat in 1990 over the Denver Broncos in the largest margin of victory, I believe, in a Super Bowl was that game. Super Bowl 25, the Giants over the Bills. Everyone remembers the wide right Scott Norwood field goal. If you don't, feel free to look it up. It was a very, very iconic moment. All right. But the Bills, their run of torment would not end there. They would, in fact, actually make the next 3 Super Bowls and then lose the next 3 Super Bowls. So they lost 4 straight Super Bowls. It sucks. I mean, they deserved one for sure. Jim Kelly, Thurman Thomas, Andre Reed, James Lockton. That offense was amazing, and just a shame that they couldn't get over the hump. Steve Young captured his first Super Bowl win in Super Bowl 29, and then the Dallas Cowboys end up finishing off their last Super Bowl victory over the Pittsburgh Steelers with the big three: Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith, and Michael Irvin. They won 3 Super Bowls in 4 years, so really, really good job by that. Super Bowl 31. This was John Elway's first. Oh, no, it was not. I am stupid. Okay. I need to think about the next one. Super Bowl 31 was Brett Favre's first Super Bowl victory, and it was over Drew Bledsoe, the New England Patriots. This one is John Elway's first Super Bowl victory, and then that was against the Packers. Terrell Davis, the migraine game, and then John Elway, the helicopter. Everyone remembers that if you're a big Denver Broncos fan. And then they would go on to repeat. John Elway was actually supposed to retire, I believe, after the first Super Bowl, but he decided to come back and won another one. This one over the Atlanta Falcons. They made it look easy there. All right, does everyone remember the tackle? Mike Jones, a random St. Louis Rams linebacker making a tackle on Titans wide receiver Kevin Dyson at the 2-yard line at the final play of the game to keep the Rams in the lead and ended up winning the game. So the 2001 Baltimore Ravens, or 2001 Baltimore Ravens won this Super Bowl over the New York Giants. The Giants were no match for the Ravens defense. I mean, the Ravens defense arguably the best defense of all time. All right, the first of many Super Bowl rings for Tom Brady over the Rams, one of the better upsets I think in Super Bowl history. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers with John Gruden in the revenge game over the Oakland Raiders. The Raiders infamously did not change any of the personnel, like the personnel or the phrasing of certain plays, and John Gruden was able to easily predict that. And Tampa Bay, I think, had what, 2 pick sixes in that game, or maybe 3, but they had a lot. The Patriots, they would end up repeating in this year back to back. First over the Carolina Panthers and then the Philadelphia Eagles. Super Bowl 40 would be the Steelers winning that game over the Seahawks. A lot of ticky-tacky calls against Seattle there. Everyone remembers that. Peyton Manning's first Super Bowl ring over the Bears. Everyone remembers the Devin Hester moment, but really the Colts, outside of that Devin Hester moment, they made the Bears look silly. The greatest upset ever in Super Bowl history, in my opinion, the New York Giants upsetting the undefeated New England Patriots. Very, very big upset here. All right, the Steelers, Santonio Holmes, one of the greatest catches of all time, defeating the Arizona Cardinals 27-23 in that game. Super Bowl 44. This was the Saints first ever Super Bowl ring, sorry. And then everyone remembers the Tracy Porter pick six on Peyton Manning and the Indianapolis Colts. Super Bowl 45. That was the Packers. Aaron Rodgers for Super Bowl ring over Ben Roethlisberger. Eli Manning getting his second ring over Tom Brady, the Mario Manningham catch. Awesome catch. The Ravens capturing their second Super Bowl ring ever over the 49ers. So the lights going out in the stadium game. That's what I remember that as. The Seahawks running away with that one against the Broncos. We don't need to talk about that if you're a Broncos fan. But if you're a Seahawks fan, that was probably the greatest day of your life. So, yeah. In my opinion, the greatest Super Bowl game of all time was Super Bowl 19 when the Patriots beat the Seahawks. Super Bowl 50, the Broncos beat the Carolina Panthers and League MVP Cam Newton. The greatest Super Bowl comeback of all time with Tom Brady, 20-3 over the Atlanta Falcons. Everyone remembers that one. Nick Foles and the Philly Special and the Eagles defeating the Patriots 41-33. Nick Foles, unbelievable in that. And same with Tom Brady. Tom Brady was great in that game, too. Let's see. Tom Brady won against Jared Goff and the Rams. Patrick Mahomes over Jimmy Garoppolo. Brady, oh no. Please, I need to get this done. I was yapping too much. Let's go. Eagles and Chiefs. 49ers. Boom. There we go. All right. 100%. That is our first ever 100% quiz. Sorry to speed up a little bit, but yeah, Patrick Mahomes making 4 Super Bowls in 5 years and winning 3 of them. Pretty good. Pretty good. And we'll see how far he can keep going as far as winning Super Bowls, because Chiefs look unstoppable right now. There's just no other way. All right, let's take a look at the quiz stats here. See how. So everyone mostly knew this. I'd assume I wasn't in like a really high percentile as far as score distribution. 1.3. Okay, that's not bad. So everyone got about 106 to 110. Few got 111 to 115, and then a few, like me, got all of them right. So, yeah, good quiz. Good quiz. It's an easy one because it's already memorized here in my head. I know I'm weird, but yeah, I just wanted to kind of talk with you guys about the Super Bowls and everything that happened there, and yeah, so that's gonna do it, I think. Thanks guys so much for watching. If you liked the video, leave a like. If you have any feedback for me, feel free to comment down below. I'd appreciate it. And yeah, if you guys have any other like video ideas you want me to do, feel free to comment them or reach out to me or just comment them. And yeah, I'd look at your guys' comments and I'll read them. And yeah, all right. So yeah, thanks everyone for tuning in. Appreciate it. And I'll be back with a new video very, very soon. All right. Thanks.